Attaining Good Character. And again, this is a series of lectures that were done in 30 segments over a period of a month's time. La ilaha illallah, on the very important subject matter of character. And the original book was a long title and too long for a course or what have you, but it is Al-Is'af لطالب رضا الخلاق ببيان مكارم الأخلاق, and it is literally aid or rescue for those seeking, like the same word that we use for an ambulance, for those seeking the pleasure of the Creator, al-Khalaq, in the clarification of noble character. And that is the subject, is clarifying noble character. And Sayyid Habib Umar will mention in this first week's lesson that the purpose of this is to remind us, treat the matter of these characters, traits, these praiseworthy noble character traits, and remind us of them and teach us how to attain them. And that is of central importance to the religion. Rather, that is the aim of the prophetic message, as you will see in this week's lecture. And then he'll deal with 30 specific character traits, or about 28 or 30 specific character traits, and some of their definitions, perhaps just by allusion or perhaps specifically defining them, and some of how to attain them. And all basically packaged in the example of the personification of all of these good qualities and all human perfections, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So, la ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah for that. Okay, so he'll deal with patience, forbearance, magnanimity. Hope we didn't mispronounce it in the audio. Allah give us correct pronunciation, and so forth. So lesson 1, he'll introduce and define what character is, and also mention that it has the potential to change. And then he'll deal with patience, and patience is particularly important because, as he'll mention, it's the foundation that any other character one wants to attain or praiseworthy endeavor one wants to engage in has to be based on, or one of the foundational elements, because to persist in them and endure the difficulties of those things, one needs patience. And then he'll deal with forbearance and magnanimity, and give examples of the Prophet ﷺ's forbearance and magnanimity. Then maintaining bonds of kinship and sincerity. And sincerity here could be translated as truthfulness. Truthfulness, and truthfulness is that all of one's inward and outward power, all of one's faculties, one's whole being, be directed towards that which is one's aim. In this case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's a word that in the methodology of Sayyid Habib Umar that he often emphasizes, and it really behooves us to pay attention, particularly those of us who have had the benefit of taking from them and may not have attained the station, to pay attention to. And it comes perhaps from the verse that there are men who were true to what they have, the covenant that they have made with Allah. And what we've seen of Sayyid Habib Umar, he's definitely an example of that, and the Prophet ﷺ is the Imam and the greatest of examples of that. And Habib's father, Hafidhullah, was certainly an example of that, which eventually ended in his abduction and disappearance and martyrdom. So you're taking that character of Siddiq and giving one's all from a very strong chain of transmission in that. Dealing with others in a righteous manner, and he'll deal with qualities of mercy, giving happiness to the hearts of the believers, and showing kindness to parents. And an example, for instance, of giving happiness to the hearts of believers, and Habib Umar's older brother. And he's someone who Allah has concealed much and caused great benefit to proceed from him. He's the eldest of Habib Umar's 4 brothers and one of the muftis of Tarim. And you don't hear about his name in the horizons, particularly in the western horizons. You might hear about it in the eastern horizons, as you do Sayyid Habib Umar's name, but he's also one of the primary teachers and leaders here at Dar al-Mustafa. And one of the elder scholars of the family of the Prophet ﷺ and muftis here that shoulders much of the burden of the services, of religious services that help the town function, such as being in charge of the main masjid in town where Jummah is prayed, and dealing with a lot of the services of the people's visit to to Nabi Allah Hud. So you might compare him not to, we don't want to compare someone to a politician, but like if not the mayor, one of the leaders of the town, and one of the leaders rather of the principal town that is the home of the school that these scholars proceed from. And if you met him and you were a newcomer, he would rush to greet you and smile and welcome you and shake your hand like you were a visiting head of state or something, and fill you with happiness. And that is, for instance, an example of this. And Habib Umar is similar. And so Allah give us to give hearts, happiness to the hearts of the believers. And just seeing him actually makes you happy, and just thinking of him makes me happy. Allah give us to love them.